Ladies and gentlemen, our mission speakers for the evening are a very, very special husband and wife here to tell us their son Joshua's story. Please welcome to the stage Marcie and David Flores.
Joshua's life was carefully planned when we decided to expand our family one last time. Josh is the youngest of 3 and was born on a bright and summer day. Our 2 other children were so excited about the birth of their little brother, they counted his fingers and toes at the hospital to make sure he was ready to come home with them. He truly is the brightest light that came into our world. Josh always had a nurturing side to him. He wanted people to be happy. It was impossible to be unhappy around Josh. He wanted everyone to be cheerful. If he sensed we were having a bad day, he would quickly shift his focus to make sure we felt loved. He was constantly our family's source of entertainment with quick wit and a happy disposition. He loved to wrestle with his big brother. They were like 2 peas in a pod. Everything that Elijah did, Josh wanted to mimic. Elijah was a rock star in Josh's eyes. They explored the backyard together, gathered bugs, built forts, and shared everything. Josh's relationship with his big sister Carissa was equally as unique and wonderful. She was like a mini mom to him. He looked up to her for guidance and approval. He loved to sing and dance with her. They would often have sleepovers where it was just the 2 of them. Life at home with 3 young children was chaotic, but it was a fun and exciting chaotic.
When he was 4, we started to grow concerned because Joshua seemed to be abnormally clumsy. He would stumble and fall when he walked. After a series of falls where he ended up in the hospital, we took Joshua to see a neurologist at Advocate Christ Hospital in Oak Lawn. I will never forget the first consultation Joshua had with Dr. Amar Katurji. He had a great bedside manner and was exceptionally compassionate. During our first visit with Dr. Katurji, he asked Joshua to cut a piece of paper with scissors. Joshua struggled for some time and was visibly frustrated. So in true Joshua fashion, he ripped the piece of paper in half and asked Dr. Katurji, "Here, is this what you wanted?" Naturally, Dr. Katurji was impressed by Joshua's spunk. Then, on a cold February morning in 2009, as I warmed up my car after class at my university, I got a phone call that altered our son's life forever. That phone call set off a series of events that turned our family's life completely upside down. Joshua's pediatrician explained that the results of his MRI showed his brain had developed leukodystrophy. Just imagine receiving a phone call like that. I hate Februaries. I hate phone calls. No parent should ever have to go through this. No parent should ever have to have these types of phone calls on cold winter mornings, sunny summer afternoons, or rainy autumn evenings.
Like most of you, I'm sure, we had no idea what leukodystrophy is. Leukodystrophy is a progressive group of rare genetic disorders that attacks the central nervous system by disrupting the growth of myelin sheath in the brain. This damage causes problems with movement, speaking, vision, hearing, mental, and physical development. It is a degenerative condition. Leukodystrophy is an incredibly cruel way to see your child's body wither away. I hate the word. It has forced us to learn about the human body way more than we ever wanted to know. The devastating effects of leukodystrophy have caused our son to lose his ability to walk, run, eat, and bathe without total and dependent care.
Most recently, this disease has also robbed our Josh of his eyesight. The hardest part of this disease is watching your son's body shut down, skill after skill. I mourn for the son we once had. I mourn my son's voice because with leukodystrophy, his speech has often been affected and often difficult to understand. I mourn my son's name because he used to be able to write it on homework and art projects. I mourn every single day the family we used to be. In the fall of 2013, we learned about Make-A-Wish through a pamphlet I saw at Joshua's neurologist's office at Advocate Christ Hospital. I had heard about Make-A-Wish before through newspaper articles I had read years ago. Never in a million years did I ever think I would be in a position to write a letter on my son's behalf. I sent an inquiry and wrote about Joshua's journey. I think I wrote it while I was in class because I remember distinctly drowning out my professor's voice. I ended up crying at the end of the letter, and my classmates around me were puzzled. I had no idea then what I was doing or what outcome my letter would have. I suppose I wanted Joshua to have some happiness amidst the heartache of his diagnosis.
A few weeks later, we received a call that Joshua would get a wish. Over time, we had to train ourselves that not every phone call would bring a blow to our hearts. We would often receive phone calls that Joshua would fall because of the progression of the disease had started. Naturally, we were extremely excited for Joshua, but part of us also felt sad because we did not want to feel like it was his last wish. Our wish coordinator, Sonia, quickly eased our concerns on the phone, and excitement took over the family. Sonia made sure to explain that fulfilling a child's wish was for children with critical illnesses, not only terminally ill children.
Our focus quickly shifted to excitement as we watched Joshua come up with ideas on how he wanted his wish to be granted. Joshua's wish granters, Nancy and Donna, were very impressed with his creative ideas. At one point, he wanted to meet Katy Perry or get slimed at the Nick Kids' Choice Awards. Then one day, he came home from school eager to share what he learned during his social studies class. He could barely contain himself and told us he learned his favorite food had originated from a country called Italy. His love of eating pizza inspired him to announce, "I wish to be a pizza chef in Italy." I mean, seriously, what child doesn't love pizza? We thought the entire idea was a little silly and really had no idea it would be possible to be granted. Boy, were we wrong. We were beginning to see the power of a wish, how important it is to help a child dream and discover for himself.
Over the next few months, we worked together with Make-A-Wish and the Wish team to prepare for the trip of his lifetime. In the summer of 2014, our family flew to Italy and spent some much-needed time that strengthened our family bond we so desperately needed. I wish you could experience the pride, the joy, the sheer happiness that Josh felt when he became Naples' latest pizza chef. We deemed him the Prince of Naples that week. The tour guide and I lifted and carried Josh in his wheelchair around the ancient streets of Pompeii. That was hard. Marcie and I carried Josh up 138 Spanish steps in Rome. The sun was scorching hot, but we managed to get to the top of the steps and saw an amazing view of the Eternal City. My other children were thrilled to have such delicious and fresh food and see the beauty of ancient architecture. I think the highlight of their experience was realizing their summer was better than their friends' summer back home. For 10 glorious days, we forgot about his diagnosis, doctor appointments, physical therapy, needles, and cold examination rooms. We were just another family on vacation, bonding, experiencing the beauty of Italian culture and cuisine. Joshua got to eat pizza for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Our other two children immersed themselves in the history of such a beautiful country. Most importantly, as parents, we forgot about the pain and sorrow that comes with having a sick child. We will never forget the impact of this wish.
While we are starting to forget what life was like before leukodystrophy, the impact will be felt for a lifetime. It has provided us with a perfect recipe to feel excited about life again. It has been almost 4 years since Joshua's wish was granted, but the magic we felt then is still very much part of our family's life today. We came back with a renewed purpose to make sure other children with critical illnesses have an opportunity to feel their own sense of strength and togetherness.
Joshua is now 12 years old, and leukodystrophy has robbed him of so much. He has lost his vision and ability to walk, run, skip, and hop. I have been working to get my own body in shape so that I can run when Joshua cannot. Marcie and I will now be his legs and his eyesight. This is why we participate in the Walk for Wishes every year, because it is important for us to keep the momentum of his wish going. Having Team Joshi come together and sharing in the joy with our family and friends. And until he's no longer able, Josh will continue to walk the last 100 yards at the walk.
Josh has a zest for life that is unlike anything we have ever seen in another person. Although we don't know what the future holds for Joshua, we are certain that until the very end, we are going to make every day count for our beautiful son. Make-A-Wish has helped our hearts and our hope grow in abundance. You made Joshua, our Prince of Naples, the happiest boy on earth with his wish. It could not have happened for Joshua or for the thousands of other children without each and every one of you. You see, wishes do come true, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome our sons, Elijah and Joshua. Thank you all.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Flores family.